Hey guys! I wanted to come on and share this cute girl with you and just tell you a little bit about Charli and her name origin and talk a little bit about my appreciation for what I have encountered in this community of doll collecting and just some of the ironies of things and also friendship. So first off, let me share this girl with you. So this girl is Charli Ingalls, and she is the Sally sculpt by Bonnie Brown. She's a pretty rare sculpt. The kit was only released for 1 year, and then the edition was closed, and that was that. I have no idea how many were created. Probably just a few hundred, I would guess, but I'm really not sure. I haven't been able to locate that information. She was painted by an artist named Marina Matsko in the Russian Federation, and she is named Charli Ingalls. This little girl is another baby that stole my heart completely. I actually had been notified of a listing from another artist on a Facebook group that I followed, so I went over to check it out and happened to scroll down a little bit while I was there, and her photograph popped up. And I realized this was the Sally sculpt, and I immediately went to notify my friend Tasha, whose baby Asir is also the same sculpt. Many of you know that because you watch Tasha or you've seen me talk about it, heard me talk about it before. I couldn't believe how different the same sculpt could look based on the artwork, paintwork, the personality that's been created, the gender, the features, all of that. So I fell in love with her, and of course was not in the market for a new baby, but of course fell in love with her. So long story short, she made her way home here, and her name Charli, actually just because I just found that to be adorable, and it's the very first name I thought of for her, but it is short for Charlize, which means small beauty. And then Ingalls I picked for her because I just kept thinking of her as my half pint, because she's so teeny and she's so sweet with her little ears that stick out. And, it takes a special girl to grab my attention like that, because I, was really into just the boy reborns. And so I kept thinking half pint. Laura Ingalls from Little House on the Prairie, her dad called her Half Pint, and so that's where her name came from. So I recently found this jumper on an Instagram sale. Tracy over at Aloha Babies was selling it, and I had to get it for her. So it's a gray short sleeve jumper that has a picture of a milk bottle with a smiley face, and it says Half Pint. So super cute. I wanted to show that to you guys real quick. And I wanted to try this jacket on her with it, because I think with the bow and that, she's going to have a little bit of like a grease lightning feel. So this jacket was sent to me as a gift for her from my friend Tasha at Pixie Mommy's Reborns, the same one who has Asir. And I believe it was a joint effort in finding it with my friend Ashley. So one of the big things that is such a blessing with this community, and I think any community, is when you're able to form connections, to meet people that you not only have the hobby in common with, but that you vibe with and that you can trust. That will have your back, and is also very thoughtful and just real. I really appreciate that. There is a lot of drama that goes on in the community that gets talked about from time to time. There's fighting, there's competition, there's jealousy, there's all that stuff. But my sister's in town. She follows a lot of different groups on YouTube, as a lot of you guys do. She said that I told her some of the silly things that happen. She was like, wow. But she said, you know what? that stuff happens in the makeup community. Okay, so like people are putting on mascara and they're fighting and they're arguing and they're creating drama and they're attacking and they're jealous and competitive, and it doesn't matter, you guys. I mean, your identity is built on your online presence, and it's just and we're people are people no matter what. So I think that that's part of life. With that said, I'm sure that friendships also form in those other communities as well. She's looking adorable, you guys. Oh, I love it. I love this jacket on her. Let's bring her little mousey back in. Oh, super cute. Yeah. So in a weird way, it's kind of encouraging, you know, to be reminded that in the video game community and even in the mascara community, it happens everywhere. But I'm really grateful for the friends that I've made here. And I think it's really hard to come by. I think it's really easy to build relationships with people and assume that you can trust them. And I think even if people have the best of intentions, some people, it's kind of second nature, and I think more common than we may even realize, to just sort of go with the flow of the conversation that you're in, and the people that you're in. And really, I mean, who wants to be disliked, right? But I've definitely learned to be not as trusting. That sounds bad even just saying it, but to just assume trustworthiness because people are awesome. And that's what I happened to have been around in my last, you know, like quote unquote community experience, where it was a little bit more open and all is one and all of that. But I think that people tell us who they are. You know what I mean? I just think that in life in general, there will be very few people that you can 100% say you know how they are, but, you know, away from you or about you is the same as they are to you. So I do want to express my gratitude for that, absolutely. For the few friends that I've made that are people that I would totally hang out with or without the dolls. Absolutely. It's very easy, you guys, to get weary, to question why we're involved, what is the point? And throughout my whole life, I guess, and even now, I've been very self-conscious, I guess, in different ways, not just being, you know, the typical definition of self-conscious, but very aware of my image or the way I come off or the way I'm perceived. But at the same time, I've always kind of forgotten about that in the, in the distraction of just being. And certainly it's more so now than ever, but I'm just here because I feel like talking about what I'm seeing and like sharing it, whatever the reason is, whether it's like I can't keep things to myself or I can't not, you know, like try and go, oh, this is amazing, don't you think this is amazing? Or just because I like to share the hobby or whatever it is. I think that will continue, and that still will continue to be my only motivator, and I cannot worry about and do not worry about what other people might think or say. I definitely I'm not here to find a zillion friends that I can confide in, but that nice sweet surprise of a couple true people that you build that camaraderie with is very special. So I don't know how we kind of got on that subject, but here we are, and we're looking at Charli with her best friend, little Mousy, over here, wearing her jacket. That was a collaborative effort between two very dear friends of mine, Ashley and Tasha. Feeling grateful, enjoying probably, I said this before, but one of, if not the last hot days of the season as we slide right into winter here in the Chicago area. In other news, I start my corporate position on Monday, so I'm going to try to get good at filming ahead of time and not posting all of them all at once. We're going to see how that goes. But I hope that you all will wish me luck. It will be an adjustment, but I'm very excited to move into this next phase of our lives and see what we can create out of it. I hope you've enjoyed looking at my sweet Charli girl and her baby mousy friend in this very adorable outfit. I certainly invite you to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done that already. And definitely, if you have any thoughts or contributions or comments, please leave those down below. I love to see what you guys are thinking or to hear about your channels as well. And otherwise, I will look forward to coming back on next time and speaking with all of you guys, sending out much, much love to everybody. Bye for now.